Look, I don't owe the rights to these songs, this music. I'm trying to rally. Mm, 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 mm. All right, look, hello, Opulent Mind Shift. Yes, she's our special guest today. So I think I have to request her. I don't know how to do that. Maybe she has to request me. How does it, listen, I've told y'all, I struggle. I be struggling. Oh, look, view, go live. Yes. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Hello. Hello, hello. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Now that I think about it, how does this work?
Jam with you.
Yes, yes. How does it work if we're on and then we're not? So I'm on Instagram and Facebook at the same time. Can people join your Facebook Live? Is that a thing?
I don't know about that.
I don't know either. Well, look, as folks on Facebook join, I will see if they can hear you. Let's see. What would be like my plan if they can't hear you? Hopefully they can, though. I have my phone turned up all the way, and plus it's sitting on the computer, so hopefully we can make magic, but I will, yeah, hopefully they can hear you.
We'll make it work.
Yes, yes we will. So look, I will play some tunes. Hello, Ashley, welcome. Welcome. Listen, I got cute for y'all because we've got a special guest on today. I would say I combed my hair, but I didn't. I put it in this nice little bun, and I got my life together. So these magnetic lashes and I are here to make magic happen.
Yes, magnetic?
Yes, these are the magnetic ones. I don't always love them, but I feel like they rally.
Oh, they look good.
Yeah, see, winning. Okay, look, since Ashley's here, shoulder roll. Ashley, I've got Opulent Mind Shift here with us on Instagram. So we're going to do a test since you're here, and let me know if you can hear her. So Opulent, go ahead. Well, her real name's Cherelle. Go ahead and say hello so that we can see if Ashley can hear you.
Hey, Ashley. Hopefully you can hear.
All right, so we'll see if we get a response from Ashley. And then if she can hear, then we are golden. And in the meantime, because we always do a little chitter chat in the beginning, I could have a little bit of jamming session going on. Oh, she said she can hear me. Yes! Okay, good.
Perfect.
So, hi, Outspoken Wifey. Hi, Chantel. So, look, let's have a little bit of tunage for like a minute while we wait for folks to join. Yes. Ew. I don't own the rights to this music. Don't cut off my show. Let me take off these spectacles so I can live. Yes. Ready to jam. Ah, yes. Do a little shoulder roll action for Beyonce. Yes, 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 yes. We are ready to jam and ready to close out this week on confidence. I got these shoulders for y'all. Listen.
You better roll them too.
Yes. I am ready. Yes, Beyonce. Listen, she's on my bucket list, okay? I need to see Beyonce before, things go awry. All right, let's see. Hi, DJ Ewell. I don't know if I pronounced that right. Hi, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. We will have a little bit of chitter chat, but today we have a special guest, and so this will be unique because she has joined us on Instagram, and then we've got you live on Facebook. We did a test, so folks on FB can hear what's happening on Instagram. So as we get ready to jump in, I want to just have a little bit of chitter chat before we jump into our content and introduce our guest for today. But I'm super excited to have her on because I love her Instagram account. And plus, here's the deal. I think partnering can be a game changer when it comes to business. I think sometimes we like to just keep everything to ourselves and we feel like we can't share the love, or sometimes we're operating from this space of lack, there's not enough room for all of us. And I just don't think that at all. I think, sometimes even when we're in the same industry, we can still collab and do things together and figure out how to make magic. And I think that that is freaking awesome. So, yes. So thank you so much for joining us, Cherelle. How are you today on this Friday?
Thank you, first of all, for the invite. Yeah. I'm so excited to be here with you. It's a great day. The sun is out. The sun is shining.
Right?
I'm loving girl chat.
Yes.
We need some girl chat in these quarantine times. So
right?
Thank you.
Yes, for girl chat. So today's title is Procrastination and His Play Cousins. All right, so that is what we're talking about today. So I will post that, and then I will pin it so we can see. Y'all know I just be on the struggle bus with Instagram. All right, thank you for joining out of town. Boro, Young, I don't know. Boro, thanks for joining. Listen, I just want to be like, welcome, y'all, because I just don't know. And I don't want to butcher people's Instagram or Facebook names. All right, so welcome, everyone. Today's topic is self-confidence and procrastination, and we've got our special guest on today, as promised. We rallied and made magic, and so here we are. On Facebook, you cannot see her, so you'll use your imagination, but you can hear her. And so I want Cherelle to introduce herself. Cherelle, tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us about your Instagram account, and if we can also find you on Facebook. Just introduce yourself to the communicators. That is who follow the Communication Strategist brand. Say hello.
Hey, everybody, and thank you for joining in. Thank you for accepting me into your space today. I am Cherelle Wilson. I currently live in North Carolina, originally from upstate New York. And Opulent Mind Shift you can find on Instagram at Opulent Mind Shift. If you are joining us today through this live, you can just hit the little circle in the upper left-hand corner and click on me. You'll find me there. Just a little bit about Opulent Mind Shift. I think it's so important in every role that we're in life that we realize that life is only as good as our mindset. And so a lot of times we get so caught up in the struggles that we're going through day to day, or the hardships that, we don't have planned for, that we lose sight of our strength. And so I just wanted to make sure that I share myself with the world as far as allowing for a community of empowerment, a constant reminder that we need to check our mindsets and make sure that we kind of feed the positive instead of feeding into the negative. So Again, thank you guys for having me, and I'm looking forward to this girl chat.
Yeah, yes, for a good chitter chat. Listen, y'all know, okay, I love a good chitter chat. So look, today's episode, procrastination and self-confidence. Listen, I took some notes as I was preparing because, for me, I don't always combine those two things together. Sometimes they are, in my mind, an unlikely combo. So I was going into my repertoire and asking Google, too, hey, Google, what do you think? Because this is really Cherelle's wheelhouse, right? If you follow Opulent Mind Shift, look, as I'm trying to adjust the hair and I'm seeing it in the camera. If you follow Opulent Mind Shift, she's got encouragement for days, right? To help us get our lives together and really pull back those edges and gel them down, right? So when I was getting ready for this session, listen, I was feeling a little attacked because there are times in my life that I am the queen of procrastination. I've gotten a lot better, but had I healed completely, I would not have had some of the struggles that I have had over the years. So if you are watching the replay, or if we have slipped into your feed because someone shared this video, please share, y'all. I am Dorothy Enriquez. I'm the principal and founder of The Communication Strategist, a boutique learning and leadership development firm where I help ordinary people become remarkable leaders. Because I always say, why be ordinary when you can be remarkable? Yes, yes. And if you're watching this live, I know you're not out here in these streets being regular degular. You know, you're not trying to be ordinary in these streets, whether they are the Rona streets or the new normal streets. So when I was getting ready for this content, I kind of was thinking about the things that live with procrastination, but they're not married to procrastination. They're not really procrastination's roommates. They're procrastination's play cousins. And their play cousins to me would be guilt and anxiety. I think guilt and anxiety are the play cousins of procrastination, because your play cousins, if you ever had them, they kind of go everywhere you go, but they're not your brother and sister, but they're always there. And they don't live with you, but they're always around. And so following procrastination comes the guilt, comes the anxiety. Dang, I should have done this forever ago. Man, now I'm so stressed out. I think my heart's going to explode because I waited for the last minute to do this. And what I have noticed and learned, especially after reading 10X, things always take longer than what we think they're going to take. And a lot of times they're harder than what we think they're going to be. And so that is why I think procrastination got these play cousins, you know what I'm saying? Guilt and anxiety. So I want to hear from you, Cherelle. What do you think about this idea that I've come up with?
I like it. I mean, it's very true.
Yeah.
It's important for us to think about how procrastination is something that we have done to ourselves. It's not something that is the result of somebody else. It's completely internal, and we have control over it. So the play cousins, that guilt, that anxiety is a result of something that we put on ourselves.
Right.
What we have to do is, before we get to that point of guilt and anxiety, kind of pinpoint, try to figure out what caused that procrastination.
Okay.
Why are you dragging your feet? There are a lot of different reasons for procrastination.
Mm-hmm.
I actually, if you guys, those of you who are on Instagram, I created a quiz to tell you what type of procrastinator you are. I call it your procrastination personality.
Okay. So whether you're on Facebook or Instagram, you got to get that quiz on Instagram and find out your procrastination personality. Now I need to take it. I'm scared.
But don't feel bad, because you got to take it. That's the first step to figure out what you can do to kind of help combat that procrastination. So yep, it's in the link in my bio. Okay. But back to the point of shifting your mind, yes, guilt and anxiety come from procrastination, but we don't want to wait until we get to that point to try to combat. We kind of want to work backwards. Okay.
So. Okay. Man, listen, y'all, I feel like she's coming for me, because there are times that I play all the games. Oh my God, I play the games. But here's what's also true for all of us, all my brothers and sisters who procrastinate right along with me and are guilty as charged. It really does impact our mood and our self-confidence, truly, right? When we sit and think about it, especially those play cousins, right? When we have procrastinated and our butts are on the line, of course we're going to be super moody, right? We feel stressed, we feel pressed. And now I think that's when all the negative self-talk comes along. What were you thinking? How come you haven't learned? Or maybe I'm alone in this. What were you thinking? How come you haven't learned? You're how old and you still can't get your poop in a group? Get your life together. This is why you are where you are. Like, I just think that it has like this snowball effect when you politic and wait until the very last minute when you have had, just like Cherelle said, you have had the time. And instead you wanted to be out here watching Black Lightning, You know, you wanted to finish season 2 of All American instead of getting busy. But I think that, right, when we are just a serial procrastinator, it's one of the reasons why our self-confidence will tank, and it's going to cause us to have just these dips in energy throughout the day. And sometimes, listen, when it's really severe, we might even get depressed. So what are your thoughts, Cherelle? What are you thinking?
I actually have, let's chat, girl.
Yes. Yeah, she's like, Dorothy, get your life.
Let's talk about some of these reasons that people do procrastinate.
Yes, tell me.
And so, I mean, of course, there are plenty of different reasons, but I know one common one is that people feel that they lack the ability to follow through on whatever the task is.
Right, right.
And so when we're talking about how time management or procrastination and confidence kind of go hand in hand, it's important that we know this thought of a lack of ability, that's just an irrational belief that we created. Mm-hmm. We have to have the confidence that if the idea was brought to you, you're able to follow through. You have everything you need to succeed. God would not have given you that idea or that vision if he didn't give you either the capacity to learn what you need to learn to follow through with it, or the capability of doing it with what you have.
Right, right.
And so that confidence is just so important, the determination, and, you know, you need to have that tenacity to believe that you can do it if that is your reason for procrastinating.
So we have some chitter chat going on. So someone said, someone said, out of town took the quiz. And so out of town, if you don't mind, we'd love to hear your results. Somebody said, what about people who say, somebody's coming for me. What about people who say they perform better under pressure by waiting till the last minute? Why is somebody in my business right now?
So listen, it sounds like me and you are on the same page. As I'm speaking to myself too.
Honey, listen, fingers pointed right back here. So what is that? Is that true? Do we really do our best work at the last minute, or what are we doing when we do that?
Right. And like you said, whatever the task is that we're doing, it always takes longer than we expected. And more times than not, it's more difficult than what we expected. So we might think that we perform better by waiting to the last minute, but we could perform with better, a better quality product or a better quality at whatever the task is if we actually took the time and got started when we were supposed to rather than waiting. Because what happens is you end up just rushing just to get it done because it became more difficult or because you became overwhelmed. So.
Wait a minute. So now I have another question. Why can't, so I could say we, I'll ask the question twice in two different ways. Why can't we learn, AKA, why can't I learn to get my poop in a group and rally? What's the problem? Why can't we learn, especially if we've paid this price repeatedly?
It's because we're hard-headed. That's why.
Oh,
that's it.
Okay, done and done. That was easy. Look, somebody else said those black men are too sexy on All American and Black Lightly. Honey, that's why I was sitting up here like all in the screen, like that's my boyfriend. That's my boyfriend too. And that was my boyfriend too.
See, we easily distracted too. That's another issue.
Listen, I am super easily distracted. Yes, I am. And I think that when it comes to procrastination and self-confidence, these two things can't live together successfully, right? And so one is going to overpower the other. And there will be times when the procrastination gets so bad that we talk ourselves out of whatever it is that we're supposed to be doing. Like we know, like Cherelle said, like this is your calling or your mission or your vision, but we get so last minute about it and we're full of excuses, and really excuses are just a revision to the facts, right? And when we tell...
For the people in the back.
Oh, say it louder for the people in the back. Excuses are just a revision of the facts, right? And again, I'm like coming for myself in my own life. And so I just feel like I need to loosen my collar right now because I'll be like, well, I was late because, oh my God, I was late because of traffic. And yes, there may have been more traffic than normal, but really that's a revision of the facts because had I left sooner, I would have been on time, right? It's kind of like, my leak Teal has this podcast called My Taught You, and she said that she dismisses people who say, I was late because it was raining. And her philosophy is, you knew it was raining before you left. So that means because you know it's raining and you live in California and you know Californians can't drive, that means that you have to give yourself extra time. Just like in Wisconsin, where I live, if I know that it's snowing, I know that it's going to take longer. So for me to think that when it's snowing, I could still get there in 20 minutes, it ain't going to fly, right? I know I need at least 40. And so my boyfriend will be like, so why did you think in a blizzard you could get to the south side in half an hour? And I'm like, sir, why are you coming for me? I'm irresponsible, clearly.
That's what he wanted to hear.
Right? Like, I can't get it together. And here I am in my 30s, still trying to rally when it comes to this procrastination thing. And when I was preparing for this, as you know, Cherelle and I were talking about, okay, we're going to do this during Confidence Week. What are we going to talk about? And as I was preparing, I literally had the light bulb moment. Eureka! This is why I be on the struggle bus, because there are so many instances where I wait until the last minute because I have told myself that story. I perform better under pressure. But what I've also noticed, there have been a lot of times since becoming a full-time entrepreneur that I did not wait till the last minute and I at least got the jump start going, right? I started it. I have the framework. I have the outline or the agenda. So I'm not starting from scratch. Sis, when she starts from scratch, the struggle and my mood and my energy level, my stress level, and then I'm not getting any sleep because I waited till the last minute. Yeah. I don't know. What is your journey? Because you said you're talking to yourself too.
It sounds like we're one and the same.
Well, now I don't feel so bad.
Oh no, I'm still a work in progress.
All right.
Yeah, now I feel like for me, what's worked is to just get started.
Okay.
Like forget any excuse that I have. I just have to start. For me, sometimes I feel overwhelmed when I'm starting something brand new. Mm-hmm. And it's like, okay, so you have to pinpoint, girl, why are you overwhelmed? What is overwhelming you? It can either be, I feel like this task is just, there's so many different components.
Yep.
Or I can feel like, I just waited till the last minute. And so now there's no time and I'm overwhelmed with everything. So one, just getting started. Even if I don't know the correct approach, as long as I start, things will become more clear. So that seems to help. And also breaking things down into smaller tasks. So if I have a huge project that I'm working on, I have to break it down. Okay. And tackle those things bit by bit. And that, I think, that's also where the confidence comes in, because as I'm checking things off of the to-do list to meet this big goal, I'm like, okay, I'm getting this done. I can do this.
Listen, she give a little shoulder roll like we're making some progress.
But yeah, I'm still working on it. I think procrastination is one of those things where you have to constantly work towards. Okay. Not allowing procrastination to get in your way.
Okay. And then we've got some chitter chat here. Okay, Out of Town was willing to share her results. So she said, my quiz results are that I'm a charmer and I hesitate to take action in case I upset or hurt others. Stuck in a people-pleasing prison. Ooh. Can you enlighten us a little bit more about this result?
So this is, you sometimes get caught in putting others' emotions in front of your own, or other people's feelings in front of your own.
Why are you coming for me?
I didn't mean
to. Okay. Okay. And then how many procrastination personalities are there in the quiz?
There are 5.
Okay. Oh, I can't wait. Sort of. Another question is, what are some tips to work on things gradually instead of the last minute. And I think you kind of covered that by saying like start, right?
Start, break things down into smaller components.
Okay, cool. So I liked those tips. So I had some ideas that I was mulling around too, because I don't know where I caught this disease of procrastination. I think it's a spirit, and I need to do like a chicken dance and a rain dance to get it off of me, you know what I'm saying, and really shake it off. And here's why I don't know why it has jumped on my back. Because I have parents who never procrastinate. Listen, every time shit goes sideways, I hear both of my parents ringing in my head. Never put off for today never put off for tomorrow what you can do today, because you never know what tomorrow may bring. Sis, let me tell you, it could be like I need to get somebody's birthday gift. It could be I'm about to run out of milk. Let me make sure I get some before I run out. It could be let me start on this project because I know the client wants this, and I know I want to make sure that I keep it top of mind and I don't forget. It could be anything. And then tomorrow will come, and then tomorrow is wild and crazy, and then I'm kicking myself because the day before, when I didn't feel like going to get gas or whatever, I didn't feel like going to get gas today, but I know I got to be somewhere early tomorrow. I also know I don't like to wake up early, and I'm not about to wake up an extra half an hour early so that I can go get the gas ahead of time. And now I'm looking at this super empty tank and trying to do the math. Do I have enough gas to make it there and then go to a gas station after? I'm horrible, you guys. This is why this is so relevant. So I had a couple ideas too that I wanted to bounce off of our expert over here. So the first thought that I had when it comes to procrastination, and like we said, we are just as guilty. We're talking to ourselves as much as we're talking to you. So the first thought that I had, right, was don't be mentally lazy. And I got this idea not on my own, but from a coach that I had when I was going through the African American Leadership Program. It was this 9-month program to really help you build self-efficacy, confidence, belief that you can, so that you truly can live your best life. So I'm going through this program, and my coach, the executive coach, is telling me, stop being so mentally lazy. Our brain, so for a lot of us, we are ostensibly on autopilot. And what that means is we kind of live right here in our prefrontal cortex, and we like to do things that come automatic to us. I know I need to get in my car. I know I need to close the door. I know I need to turn it on. I know I need to back out and then drive. I know I need to brush my teeth. I know I need to get into the bed. I know I need to put the covers on. I know I need to press power to turn the TV on. Like, we want to operate in this very automatic way. And so when I tell you, what's 5 times 1, Cherelle? 5. It takes no thought, right? But if I'm like, what's 106 times 53? Her brain is like, wait a minute, 106, 53, I'm on live. I don't really feel like doing this. I can't. It's too much, right? And so our brain, what it does naturally is it tries to take shortcuts. And when our brain starts to think like, this is too hard, thinking our way out of something is just not the way to go, because the quick thought is, this is too hard. This is too much work. Let me go back to the easy thing. And then procrastination is born, right? Because we want to go to the easy thing that allows us to go back to autopilot because we're very familiar with that. And then we say, okay, 106 times 53, I'll come back to that later. And then we continue to delay it depending on how complex the challenge is. So we have to stop being mentally lazy. We have to make up our mind that we're going to start looking at our to-dos and our tasks a little differently. So these are the action steps that I came up with, but let me make sure that we don't have anything else going on the chat. Okay, so when we think about the things that come our way, especially when our brain wants to immediately jump to autopilot, we have to break down the task or the to-do into 3 categories to manage this whole element of procrastination. So like Cherelle said, she gave the first one that I had on my list. Well, actually, it's the second one. So the first one is decide. Decide not to be mentally lazy. decide not to put it off, and decide to put your plan in place. So she talked about that, making your plan of how you're going to execute. But the deciding part is where we start to tell procrastination and his play cousins that he can't come over today. There's not enough food for all of us, right? In deciding that we're going to do this a little differently this time, because we're not going to do what we did last time with the gas or with the project, with the presentation, whatever. Decide. The next step is to start, right? Whatever the task is, we've decided, we've got a plan in place, and then we have to start. Because if we start, and even if we take it in chunks, we are now not waiting till the last minute. And like I said, there have been times where I've laid out the framework, or I have the agenda so that I'm not starting from scratch, and then I may put it down and pick it back up, put it down and pick it back up. But at least I'm not waiting till the last minute. And then, of course, to close the loop on the task, it's to finish, right? And as you've heard me share on other lives, if this is not your first time tuning in, I am a fabulous starter and a really crappy finisher. So we have to put the task into those 3 steps if we're going to move the needle and get out of that mentally lazy place that a lot of us just like to live just kind of naturally, right? We want to do things that we already know how to do. So we have to make a decision, then we have to start, and then we have to finish. That's what I came up with. So Cherelle, what are you thinking?
Pretty much the exact same thing. You just laid it all out.
Okay.
I really want to tag team something that you said about being mentally lazy. When we're talking about time management, specifically procrastination, we have to remember, if maybe this is not something that we actually think about, but time management, although the word time is there, it's more about self-management than anything else. Taking control of where you put your energy, where you spend your time. So before you can actually master your time management, you have to master yourself.
Child, that's not a whole word. Ooh, say it again.
Manage yourself, girl. The time will come.
Okay.
There's no way that you can master your time management without realizing that you are the person who controls it. So it's all about self-control first.
Listen, that self-regulation is real. And here's what's also true. A lot of us don't learn self-regulation as kids. We're not taught self-regulation, depending, right? Some people are taught self-regulation, but some are not. And so then we grow up, and now we've got these crazy habits that we've picked up. And then, we are trying to find ways to free ourselves so that we really can be our best selves, our most confident self, our most powerful self. All right. So any other thoughts around procrastination and confidence? What can we share with the communicators to set us all free as we get ready to go into the weekend, Cherelle?
Just keep this in the front of our minds. And like you said, we're not taught some of these things in school. We're not taught self-regulation. No. We're not taught emotional intelligence. Some of these things we aren't taught. And so a part of learning is also unlearning. And so maybe we've been used to just procrastinating just because that's the default in the way that we operate. Yeah. So going into the weekend, keep track of where you spend your time. If you know that you have some goals, write your goals down. And I would say do like a time tracker. Take an actual toll of or a tally of what you're doing with your time. And then after the weekend is over, look back at that and compare that to what your goal is. The amount of time that you spent doing whatever your natural self does, align that with whatever your goals are, and then set a new goal or put together a plan for how you can reevaluate the way that you spend your time.
Okay. Yes. So look, we're all going to be tracking over the weekend, making sure that this aligns with our vision and mission, right? So that means that we can't spend all weekend watching all the episodes of Blind Spot or, Grey's Anatomy or whatever it is that we're doing. Like, we just can't binge watch our latest show, Ozarks or whatever. So Cherelle, if you could tell folks, especially for those who were just tuning in, how they can find you, if there's anything that they can participate in when it comes to Opulent Mindshift, like tell the people how to get in touch with you, if you've got any specials or deals or anything like that going on, so that we know how to get in touch with you.
All right. So again, on Instagram, you can find me at Opulent Mindshift. Also, if you would like to email me, opulentmindshift@gmail.com. And this idea just came to mind because I have a time management webinar coming up soon. If you would like a discount, you can DM me the word opulent, and I will communicate with you there. But yes, please, keep checking in, and I'm excited to work with you guys. I'm excited to meet you all, and thank you again for having me.
Absolutely. So if you enjoy today's episode of Day to Day with Dorothy with yours truly and our special guest, Cherelle of Opulent Mindshift, share this video. Share. If you are technologically challenged like I am, I will pose for you to make it easy, or you can hit the little paper plane in Instagram or the share button in Facebook, but we will pose for you. And then you can put it in your feed, or you can put it in your stories and share with a friend. Are you ready? Get that screenshot tool ready. Easy breezy. Look at it. And Cherelle is playing along like, yes, for these screenshots. Good job. Yes, I love this. Yes, thank you so much, all of you, for tuning in. Again, I'm Dorothy Enriquez, the principal and founder of The Communication Strategist, a boutique learning and leadership development firm where I help ordinary people become remarkable leaders. Why be ordinary if you could be remarkable? We are all leaders. We are required to lead from every seat that we sit in. The question then becomes, how effective do you want to be? I can help. If you have not gotten the latest ebook that I've put out, The Plug, Become the Remarkable Leader Everyone Wants to Know. If you have not copped your copy, you can click the link in the bio and go to Shop TCS and see all things The Plug collection. There's the Ultimate Leadership Bundle there, and there's also t-shirts so that you can match our fabulous lady on the cover once you order your copy, because this is a 14-day self-paced leadership experience that helps you go from just slumming it at work to killing it at work. Because who doesn't want to be the one that great bosses are looking for? We know great bosses are hard to come by. Who doesn't want to be the one that colleagues want to work with on those plum projects that we know are going to give us the visibility that we need? And ultimately, who doesn't want to be the one that great employees want to work for? When we become the plug, that's when we start getting the attributes needed to apply at the front lines of our organizations. That's when we can overcome setbacks and challenges by leveraging these new leadership skills. And that's when we can do what we ultimately want to do, sis, make more money. It all starts with how we show up, which is leadership. It's influence. That's how it all begins. So we all want to become the plug. Go ahead and click the link in the bio so that you can explore a little bit more. Thank you again, Cherelle, for joining us. Remember, she's Opulent Mindshift on Instagram, and she's got a time management webinar coming up. If you know that we came for you today, hair flip, as much as we came for ourselves, and that is exactly what you've been needing, jump on in today. Until Monday, y'all, shoulder roll, enjoy the sunshine, and I will see you back here at the Communication Strategist. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.
You. Bye-bye.
Bye, doll. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. All right, Facebook, you know you always get the last shoulder roll. You know you always get the last shoulder roll. Yes, thanks for tuning in. I will see you back here on Monday.